Have you seen, as of recording, have you seen the new trailer for the new Doctor Who?
Yes. Yes, I have.
What are your thoughts? I mean, we've been talking about Doctor Who this episode anyway, might as well just carry it on.
Well, like, they're definitely going in on the whole sort of, this shouldn't be possible for Donna to be able to, you know, remember who he is without dying. And all that kind of stuff.
I like the way that it was edited.
Yeah.
It was very cinematic.
But it's like, when we first heard that Donna was coming back, it's like, oh, what are they, like, are they going to mention, you know, all that kind of stuff? And then it's like, they're really going into that whole sort of thing of, like, fate is, like, drawn to Donna again.
Who is the bad guy?
The Celestial Toymaker.
That's the one. When did he last show up? Excuse me.
He was all the way at the start.
Oh, like
he was
first Doctor.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Was he only in like one episode?
I think it was just one story, yeah. But even at the end of that story, like, I'm pretty sure the Doctor says something like, you know, he may still come back because, like, he can never, like, truly die. Because I guess he's like a cosmic sort of entity.
How did they defeat him then?
I'm
Or
pretty
did they
sure they
not?
like won in a game of something. I've not actually fully seen the story. I've only seen clips.
Is it one of the ones that's incomplete?
It's possible that it is, yeah.
Because I know, like, there's some Dalek stories, and a lot of the second
Yeah.
Doctor ones are incomplete, actually. I think there's more incomplete second Doctor ones than first.
Yeah.
Which is ironic.
Although, I'm pretty sure most of the second Doctor was based on the Siege stories anyway.
Yeah, they were. Like the Macra Terror, I know they reanimated fairly recently, didn't they?
Yeah. What? Like, it was so weird that they just had the Macra in gridlocked for no reason. They were just there. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like, why were they down there?
I mean, I knew what they were when they showed up in the episode because I was a fucking nerd.
Yeah, but it's like, they didn't do anything. They were just down there. It's like, they could have been anything. Daleks could have been down there.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have been.
Like, I don't know, the Autons could have been down there. Anyone could have been down there.
I remember, like, back in the 2005 series.
Back in the day.
When we were watching, because all of us sat around the TV and watched it because my parents grew up on Doctor Who, and we're in the finale, like, because the Dalek Emperor doesn't get revealed at first. It's just his disembodied voice and then the Stinger teaser at the end.
Did you think it was Davros?
My mum thought it was Davros.
It should have been Davros.
Because my mum was like saying, oh, I wonder who that could be, and she was telling us about who Davros was,
Yeah.
etc. Because we'd never seen...
It's like she's an old companion herself.
We'd never seen Genesis of the Daleks at that point, so we
Yeah.
didn't know who Davros was. And I had seen some episodes of, like, older Who because they were on TV, but I hadn't seen that many, and
Yeah.
not enough to know who he was.
What did she think of when Davros did eventually show up in Series 4?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think
Like-
she liked it. I don't know if we get her on and ask.
Well, I didn't know
What
if
does
you'd
my
watched
mum
that as
think?
well.
Yeah, we all watched all of them up until about halfway through Matt Smith, and then we all just kind of got bored of it
Yeah.
because none of us really liked him.
I like Matt
I know you do, but this is my personal opinion.
Yeah. Because, like,
I don't have a problem with him as a person. I just
Yeah.
didn't like his acting as the Doctor, and
Well,
I
the
didn't
thing
like
is
the way
that-
that it was written.
The early Matt Smith sort of stuff was very much, like, I thought, you know, kind of similar to a Patrick Troughton type sort of thing. Like, you know, sort of silly but can be serious kind of thing. I guess also kind of like the Seventh Doctor in a way. But, like, he just became a bit too Flanderized by the end.
That's what put me off.
But it's like in Series 5, like, he would get angry quite a bit and, like, you know, actually just sort of have, like, you know, moments rather than just be like, oh, you know, silly all the time.
Yeah.
Because, like, in his second ever episode, he's, like, saying, like, alright, you're going home, like, you're giving me this, like, you know, horrible decision where I basically have to, like, you know, terminate, like, the last of their kind of thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Beast Below.
Don't remember.
It was the Star Whale.
Oh, that one.
Where, like, Britain was just a spaceship.
Oh, yes.
Which was very political, really.
I do remember that one.
Because, like, it was that whole sort of story about, like, you know, people would rather forget about, like, you know, what happened previously with the government and, like, bury their heads in the sand rather than actually do something and, like, change it for the fear that something could go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing it, I just don't remember
like,
much from it.
Yeah, but, like, when I was... when I did watch it, obviously I was too young to really see any of that like, subtext in it.
That's fair.
Because it's like watching, like, any sort of Doctor Who back. It's like you realise just how much, you know, actual relevant topics are in them.
So, Celestial Toymaker is from the William Hartnell series.
Yes.
They tried a lot of weird stuff back then, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't brought the Meddling Monk back.
Maybe they will.
Because, like, both the Meddling Monk and the Rani are, like, the two other ones that just haven't been in it for a while.
I mean, like... What do you mean?
Because, like, you know, the Master's always coming back and, you know, like, Davros comes back and all that kind of stuff, but then, like, they don't really have, like, the Meddling Monk and the Rani, which are, like, other ones that people remember were in the classic ones.
The Rani's a time lady, isn't she? So she could come back.
Yeah. Well, she was only really there because the Master was so incompetent by that point that they needed someone else so that, you know, there was a threat again.
Yeah.
Like, not like bashing on, what's he called, Anthony Ainsley?
Yeah.
Like, because obviously he didn't have any control over, like, what was in the script.
No.
It must have been really nerve-wracking, sort of, being the Master for that long.
Yeah, because he stuck around all the way until the end. Because
The end.
Well, the end of the series,
Yeah.
because the Seventh Doctor faced off against him in the in Survival.
Yeah, and then for some reason Eric Roberts became the Master once.
That story does get continued in the books, actually.
What, Survival?
Well, that canonicity with what like what happened in the show gets carried on in the books. There is, I believe it's called Prime Time. It's a Seventh Doctor and Ace story where they land on a planet which is like obsessed with television, and they put the Doctor into like a survival horror like reality game show kind of thing.
Do they see the Master again then?
He shows up in that book and he's still infected with the cheetah virus and stuff, and it's mentioned, but they also have the elements that the cheetah virus gives him, they use to like fight off against some of the monsters and stuff, and it helps them in certain ways and things.
Yeah, because in The Power of the Doctor, Ace mentions that the last time she saw the Master was when he was still a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, and then...
But obviously they can't look at every single, like, you know, story from Big Finish to, like, know what has and hasn't been done.
No, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah. They're also, like, not readily, you know, like, you can't just, like, have access to all of them, like, out of nowhere, you know? Like, it's not like you can get, you know, BritBox and see all of the, like, classic episodes and stuff. Like, you have to, like, get them as, like, box sets and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
I've heard that a lot of the Eighth Doctor stuff, well, not a lot of it, but, like, there are quite a few that are, like, really disturbing stories.
Go on.
Well, like, it's probably best not to go into, like, anything, like, too, like, dark or whatever, but like there are definitely like really horrible themes in some of them.
Oh, I see.
Because I guess they, they have like a different kind of audience there.
Yeah. Yeah, can have some more mature things happen.
Yeah.
Maybe tell me off camera.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the specifics of them, but I have seen that like they do tackle like pretty like dodgy subjects.
I see.
But I guess it's kind of like how they had Torchwood, where it's like, they could.
Yeah,
do,
but
like...
Torchwood was, we're going to be adult Doctor Who, and how they do adult programming is just, let's have people be horny for the sake of it. Because they did the exact same thing with Star Trek when they had Enterprise.
Yeah.
In between the years 2000 and 2004, it was, let's have the adult Star Trek, and it just turned out to be, let's be horny assholes in space.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't very good.
No.
And Torchwood was the exact same, but with a Doctor Who coat of paint over it.
I don't mean like the style of it, I mean like the intention of like, we can do things that the main show wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah. But that's basically what it turned.
Yeah.
It's what it was. It doesn't mean it was any good. It had its moments where it was very, very good, but also it was just like... I don't want to say it was exploitative, but kind of was, I guess, in a way. I don't really know how to... Maybe exploitative is the wrong word, but...
It seemed weird, though, because...
Ill-conceived.
Like, Doctor Who's supposed to be a family program anyway, so, like, having the Sarah Jane Adventures be, like, the kids' version of it, it's like, surely
It's a bit redundant.
Yeah, surely the original one is also the kids' version.
I don't know, I mean, some stuff in Doctor Who is a bit disturbing. Like, the original Cybermen are fucking terrifying.
Yeah. But I feel like kids should at least be able to experience some of that stuff.
Yeah. But especially for the 1960s, the original Cybermen are fucking terrifying. Oh my god.
But it's like, if we were able to watch things like Pinocchio...
Yeah. Just, I don't know.
Because, like, if you can show things that are...
I want to talk about how creepy the Cybermen are.
If you can show things that are really disturbing in a way that, like, teaches it, that isn't, like, too real, like...
The film 9 is quite creepy and disturbing.
I've not seen it.
It's pretty good. It's really quite horrific when you think about it, but...
It's weird that it took so long for the show to compare the Cybermen to, like, literally Frankenstein's monster.
Really? I would have thought that's a fairly obvious parallel from the get-go.
Yeah, but, like, it was series 12, I think.
There we go.
They go to when Mary Shelley was writing it, and there is a Cyberman that shows up that's like half converted, and obviously must have inspired it in some way.
Oh, I see.
I think that...
I haven't seen that one.
I think that I did also hear, though, that the 8th Doctor did travel with Mary Shelley for a bit. Which is a really weird fact.
I vaguely remember that being a thing, or at least knowing that was a thing.
But anyway, we can move on from Doctor Who for a bit, because I don't know, like, if it's too much Doctor Who that we're on about.
I don't really care.
Fair enough.
Is that a lot?
We've not been in that bottom right corner.
Yeah, I don't need to go there.
Nah.
I'm going to try the boss again.
Okay.
But, because I've just been grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the 60s stuff, because I love the design of a lot of, especially like the Daleks, and you look at them, the design of the Daleks is so 60s, it's almost comically ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I just love how they look. The Mechanoids are another one, and I really like them. There's just something about those atom punk 40s, 50s, 60s designs for robots and things that I don't know what it is about them, but I bloody love it.
Yeah, because it's a weird sort of thing, because back then, instead of everything being like really sleek and like slim, everything's just like bulky and like silly.
Yeah, but I do love it. There's just something about it. Just the way that it looks.
I like how like impractical they all look. It's like you think that something like a Dalek that's supposed to be like, you know, the ultimate, you know, or at least it thinks of itself as like the ultimate sort of, you know, life form kind of thing, would be better, like, you know, suited for other stuff, like, you know, but it's just trapped in this like bulky shell of a sort of. It's almost like Darth Vader in a way. Like, you know, where it's like there's someone underneath that's, you know, controlling all the thing, but there's this like bulky suit around them that restricts things.
We're doing terribly.
Which is, you know, sort of. Could you imagine what they could do if they weren't limited by that? Although lately, Daleks have sort of had a thing where they can just kind of like attach to people's backs.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that. That was weird.
But I suppose they've had the ability to latch onto people before, but like controlling them has been like
in remembrance of the Daleks, one does come out of the casing and try and strangle the Doctor.
Well, like in
have you seen that episode?
In Genesis of the Daleks, one like grabs onto him as well, if you remember.
Vaguely. It's been a while since I've seen Genesis.
Because like he goes into the room full of them.
Oh yes.
Then, he like comes out and like Sarah Jane Smith's like, Doctor. He's like, ah.
I do remember that. Oh, thank God we got it. God, that took a while.
Hooray!
Phew. That was not an easy one. But yeah, there's also the other ones like the first Doctor fought off against
moths.
a lot of weird robot design creatures. A lot.
Yeah,
there is quite a lot of them in their first Doctor and series. But like, say, going back to the Cybermen just for a second, they're fucking creepy. Like, the original Mondas Cybermen are terrifying. For like 1967, or whenever it was, when those things were first on TV, they are creepy as shit.
Well, I think it has the same kind of effect as the gas mask zombies.
Kind of, but with...
it's like something that looks plausible enough and is like sort of almost like a parallel to something that you have seen before.
Yeah, but the gas mask zombies, I never found those creepy. If anything, I found it kind of funny. But it's
I found them creepy because they were just like you couldn't really sort of tell what they were like thinking or anything. They were just like, if they got close to you and like got you, then you would turn into one.
Yeah. And I can appreciate that you would, you have that fear of them.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact, just because of the concept of what the Cybermen are, and their voices that they have are creepy. Yeah. But also, you can still see the eyes inside the original masks and things that they have.
Yeah.
And the weird way that they open their mouths to talk and things, and just they still have human hands and stuff. Then the next time you see them, and they've got the ones with the weird, like, glowing brains and things, and they've got the weird vocoder voices and stuff.
I do prefer the original ones to them, though.
That's the thing, I love the way the original ones look, but I prefer the voices that the ones for the second Doctor have.
But I don't really like as much how the Tomb of the Cybermen ones looked.
I like it.
I do like how they looked, but like I don't think they looked as creepy.
No, they were just more straight up robots in that one. But I do.
And then they just get ridiculous when they get to like the 80s ones.
I like the 80s ones.
I know, but they are ridiculous. And big handlebar dudes.
I like those a lot.
With the like mouth like in the.
Yeah, I do like them though. This is an interesting weapon.
Also surprisingly more emotive.
Yeah, this is the one I remember. Is this whip seeks out and homes in on enemies.
Nice.
Yeah, they are.
Because in Earthshock, like he like gloats.
Yeah,
and it's like really sort of emotional, you know.
Yeah, the cyber controller does have that kind of
Oh, excellent! Like,
yeah, look, it homes in on enemies, which is quite nice.
although it had been a while since they'd been in any stories as well. So maybe they just wanted to do something new with them.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just I remember from what I remember from Tomb of the Cybermen, especially with the creepy vocoder artificial larynx voice that they have, is when Jamie goes, "Is like, we're not Cybermen, we're nothing like you," and it just flatly goes, "You will be."
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit, that's fucking creepy. I'm sorry,
I think
as a near 30-year-old,
Yeah.
I still find that fucking terrifying.
I think there's something about like the original ones that kind of has that, like, you know, when you see like medical techniques from like way before, you know, we had stuff that was actually humane.
Yes.
It's like the type of sort of thing, you know, like where you would like get like lobotomized, or, you know, like horrible sort of, you know, mutilations with the body and stuff.
Well, that's what they considered medical science, though.
Yeah.
Which, in a way, I guess, is another way you can read them, and they're considered disturbing in a way. But it's just, they freak me out in a good way. But
Yeah.
we're talking about Doctor Who and things being disturbing and creepy. Then here we are.
But then you get the newer Cybermen that are just kind of a brain.
Yeah, I don't like the new Cybermen or anything. They're just kind of boring.
Yeah. Like I like
They're just more straight up robots.
I like the, you know, the creator sort of thing.
The way that the controller looked. Yes, I like that.
Like not necessarily how he looked, but like I mean like before he was a Cyberman, like, you know, because it's kind of got that like Davros-ness to it, you know.
Yeah, I do.
Because it's like if Davros just turned it into a Dalek, then it wouldn't be as interesting, you know.
I can't remember the actor's name who played him. Who played Lumic?
I forget what his name is as well.
Because he's been in quite a few things.
Yeah.
Mind you, we were talking about the Celestial Toymaker before. You know who he reminds me of? The original actor.
Who?
Timothy Dalton. Who played Rassilon. The way just the shape of his face and stuff in the original actor.
See it. I thought he looked like Spock to me.
I can see that too.
Like he's got like bushy eyebrows and like his ears kind of look slightly pointy, which is like odd.
I think that's more defined by the hat that he's wearing.
Yeah. But
I wonder if I'll flash some edits on screen.
Yeah.
So people can see
But
what
he was
I mean.
played by Alfred.
I'm sorry?
He was played by Michael Gough, Alfred from the 89 film, Batman.
Which Batman was that? Who played Batman in that?
What's it called? Michael
Keaton, yeah.
And like, well, all the ones up till Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Because he was like one of the actors that like stayed through for like all four of them.
They were good films.
Yeah, he was a good Alfred.
Yeah. Didn't take any shit, that's why.
And which is a weird thing because, like, again, with, like, Alfred, in Gotham, Alfred is played by the son of Sean Pertwee.
Really?
Yeah. So, like...
It comes back to Doctor Who again.
When it comes to British actors, it all seems to just kind of cycle back around again.
Got ya. Wow.
And, like, he looks so much like his dad as well.
Does he?
Yeah. He doesn't use the same kind of voice, though. He has a bit more of a sort of Cockney kind of voice.
White governor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that is exactly the voice.
Really?
He's like, Master Wayne. Sort of thing. Like, not quite Michael Caine level sort of thing like that, but, like, definitely sort of rough.
Speaking of people who look like their dads, actually, when I went to a gig a while ago, I went to go see Sting, and his son was also, who was a musician, performing on stage with him. And he looks very much like his dad's. He sounds very much like his dad when he sings too.
Yeah.
But his son somehow looks older than Sting does.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's, like, Sting's in his 70s, and his son looks older than him.
I need to look this up now.
It was wild. And really...
Did I just do Sting's son, or do you know what his name is?
I can't remember his name. I think he's called Joe, funnily enough.
Joe Mama. Joe Sumner.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he looks... if you can find a recent picture as well. No, that's not a recent one.
No. The pictures I've got up of him, he looks like... what's he called? Wow.
Oh, Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, yeah.
It's like,
I thought of Lightning McQueen for a moment.
like, no offense to him, of course, he's a great musician, but... and Sting's one of my favourite musicians, but yeah, he looks older than his dad.
I think they look around the same age.
When was that picture taken?
2017.
Yeah, well, this was about 6 months ago.
Maybe didn't age gracefully over 5 years.
Maybe.
6 years.
What would we like to do now?
Sorry, I just sneezed.
We could do some quests, but...
Supersonic Punch!
Falcon Kick. I need to buy some bloody potions because it's running out a lot fiercely.
Yeah.
Let's buy another... Oh.
We can get maps.
A
map? Oh boy, but it looks like a drawing of my eyes.
Sorry?
It's that, thingy. There's this guy who's, like, drawn like a comic, and it's like him and Princess Peach. And she's like, oh, what's that you're drawing? And he's like, oh, just a picture. And it's like, oh, it looks like a close-up of my eyes. It's a really weird sort of thing.
I see. I don't...
But it's really funny the video that someone's done. Because, like, right at the end, like, because it's supposed to be like this heartwarming sort of thing, but it is kind of slightly cringe. But
Oh.
she's like, oh, just starts going like crazy.
I see.
I need to show you that after the episode. Speaking of which, we're like an hour and 15 in.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up, actually, whilst we do some shopping. Well, on the next episode, I think we're going to go explore more of the castle, because we have one more painting to go and find. And I think I remember where it is. It's at the top of the mysterious clock tower. So until then, take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon. Ta-ra for now.
Ooh.
Bye!
Bye.